If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
Don't talk to me about baby goats. There's one guy, it's that guy. It's that guy.
Tom Brady proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that it wasn't all about Bill Belichick, that it wasn't all about the Patriot way, that me, Tom Brady, I had a ton to do with the success in New England, and I'll show you how. I'll go to a new place, I won't have an offseason, I'll change the team, I'll change the roster, and I'll change their fortunes. Tom Brady is the greatest player in team sport.
No one cares what you've done in the past, and I'm going to go out and give everything I got.
Kansas City was taking timeouts. Stop the clock. We're going to get the ball back. You can't give Brady that kind of time. You can't help him that way.
Tom Brady's all about winning, period, and he got it done.
Is it stupid or arrogant for Kansas City to do it? Because if you forget or you don't calculate, that's stupid. If you do it thinking Brady's not going to burn you, that's arrogant. Probably stupid.
I thought it was arrogant. You got to know what he's capable of doing, and he did it, and he hit Antonio Brown, and that was it.
Well, as we're saying, he delivered again, Tom Brady, just like I said he would when he signed with Tampa. You remember that, Tony.
Tom Brady's a better GM than Bill Belichick. You can actually make that argument today. You can make that argument today. Yeah, you can make that argument today. He's a better general. In 1 year, he proved he's a better GM than Bill Belichick.
By getting to 6, he had already separated himself from everybody else. He was already out there alone. What makes 7 important is it is the one without Belichick. It is the one where he said, I'm going out on my own. I'm going to Tampa, a place that nobody thought he was going to go to, a team that was mediocre the year before. And he went and he got them to the Super Bowl, and then he won it. And essentially, Mike, the only difference between Tampa Bay from last year to this year is last year they had a guy back there who threw 30 interceptions, and this year they had Tom Brady.
Go play our ass off. Let's go. But Brady, one play for Brady to do his thing. Yeah!
He's 43 years old. I don't know that there's another athlete in the history of any team sport who has been this good at this point in time. He has won Super Bowls in 3 different decades.
And that's why this one doesn't do anything to me. He's already got it. He's already got the championships. He's already out there with Saturn's rings compared to anybody else. And when people say, well, if Tom Brady loses, can it hurt his legacy? Shut up.
No.
That is the dumbest thing I ever hear.
He's the greatest. He's the GOAT. So, no, I don't see how 7 does anything for him that 6 didn't already do, that 5 didn't already do. There's 2 dudes with 4, Bradshaw and Montana. He's at 7. Okay, fine, but when he was at 6, he was already separate and apart and the greatest. So, no, if he wins it again next year, we're going to say, is 8 make him greater than 7? No, it doesn't.
And I think 7 makes him important in his peer group because Michael Jordan has 6, and Michael Jordan adores Tom Brady. I know you don't like Tom Brady, but everybody who's ever played with him loves him. Randy Moss loves him. Teddy Bruschi loves him. I saw Ndamukong Suh on TV today. He'd walk through fire for Tom Brady, and all players feel this. I'll go to one more thing, and then we'll go to the next topic. He went through, in succession, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. All Super Bowl winners, all Super Bowl MVPs, and probably at least 2 go in the Hall of Fame, and probably 3.
And
Nobody's going to do that again. Nobody. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing left for this guy to prove, even though he thinks there is.
While Bill Belichick is looking for weapons, Tom Brady was highlighting we didn't have any, and it was making me look bad, and you wanted me gone, and you wanted to keep Jimmy G, when he was Jimmy Garoppolo. You let go of Jacoby Brissett. You brought in Cam Newton. You thought that all of these things would be answers. You got N'Keal Harry instead of DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown. You got Sony Michel, who's nothing to sneeze at, instead of Damian Harris. You're looking at an abundance of things. But I also will point to last night's Super Bowl and say this. If I told you coming into the game that Mike Evans would have 1 catch for 31 yards and Chris Godwin, would have 2 receptions for 9 yards, are you picking Tampa Bay to win this game? No way in hell.
They got killed.
And so not only did he win the game, but he won the game with Gronkowski shining. Gronkowski, a guy who literally was talking and had tears coming in his eyes and was shivering on a stage one day talking about, you have no idea what I've been through. And physically, emotionally, he didn't have it. Now, not only does he come back and play, stars in the Super Bowl, wins it after only having 2 receptions in the entire postseason, wins it, but also is excited about coming back to play next year. So he went from being finished to being a champion and excited about literally, because he can retire too now.
I know,
but he said, no, I'm not going to retire. Okay, Antonio Brown, has anybody, you're a former teammate of this man. We know Antonio Brown's history. We get it. Has anyone ever saw him as humbled as he was yesterday in expressing his gratitude to Tom Brady?
Yeah.
I mean, think about that for a second. Antonio Brown. Yep. You understand? Law enforcement officials sitting there calling him out and videoing. You understand? Acting up, acting a fool on social media and all of this other stuff. You know, it throws away. All you have to do is shut up. How many days, man?
By the way, Brady.
4 days. Hold on. 4 days. Shut up and you pocket $29 million. Just shut up for 4 days. He couldn't do it. And he goes from that to being a champion with his head down, holding back tears because of how grateful he is to Tom Brady. And we sit around all the time when we talk about the NFL and we talk about the importance of leadership. And one of the greatest champions this sport has ever known, and Bill Belichick, ignored the champion and leader that he had in the end in Tom Brady.
Brady's on a new team. Belichick's coaching without him. And by the way, if anything, the coach has the advantage because when the coach is older, he should still be good. Brady's 43. So the answer, does this affect Belichick's legacy? The answer is yes. He has to now win without Brady. He can't just, that's a good coaching job. He went 8-8 this season. Nope. He's got to make deep playoff runs. He should win a ring without Brady before all is said and done. Or his legacy, the great debate, is it more Belichick or Brady? Shockingly to me, will be won by those who said, no, it was more Brady. Yes, this is a big deal.
Tom Brady's the greatest organization in football. And yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest player of all time. But if Tom Brady was an organization, we would sit here right now and talk about how great they drafted. We would talk about the lineage of winners that they have, all of the Hall of Famers that they have. If you were an organization and say you were like the All-American Toms, right? And you've been to 14 conference championships. You've been to 9 Super Bowls, and you won 6 of them. Right now, your fan base would be like the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base was when they had won 6. They would always go to that, always go to their winning, always go to their consistency. That's who Tom Brady is. And now he goes from the AFC, where he's dominated for 2 decades, and he comes to Tampa Bay, and we immediately put all of these lofty goals on this team and all these expectations, and all he's done the entire year is fix every problem and exceed what we thought he could be. And when we watched 2 quarterbacks yesterday who really looked like it was 85 years of quarterbacking on that field, one of those guys can still throw it. One of those guys can still play, and that guy is Tom Brady.
What a pretty throw by Tom Brady.
What a job. Brady throws this ball down low and away where no one can get it but him. You see that laser.
And Brady wants a shot into a tight window, and it's a catch.
Last year, Tom Brady would have stayed if he believed he was wanted by Bill Belichick. Owner Robert Kraft would have found a way to make it happen if Bill Belichick had shown enough respect and enough affection for Tom Brady to let him know you're wanted, you're valued. But that was not the case. So Tom Brady was hell-bent on going elsewhere to prove what his value was. And when you listen to these guys on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers speak about Tom Brady, it's not just guys on the offensive side of the ball. It wasn't just Leonard Fournette. It wasn't just Antonio Brown. You talk about Shaq Barrett. You talk about Devin White and others. You talk about Ndamukong Suh, who was interviewed by Greeny this morning on Get Up. And you talk about the coach that is Bruce Arians, and you hear everybody collectively speak about the leadership ability of this dude and how he galvanizes everybody. What you have is a coach who's also the GM in New England that selectively decided to ignore that component. In other words, this is my program. We're going to do it my way. The hell with all of that. And when you do that to somebody that old, who's produced for you, and somehow you missed the leadership component that he brings to the team, and how he's able to squeeze out whatever somebody else has left in them. Then you think about Gronk, who wanted to retire and was shivering on stage one day talking about, you have no idea what I was going through. But now not only does he come back, shines in the Super Bowl, but says he ain't thinking about retiring.
They
all
look
of a
like
sudden,
they're having fun.
They look like they're
Brady,
having fun.
the GM, is pretty darn good too. He brought back Leonard Fournette, all these players. All 31 points that were scored by the Bucs guys were all players that were not on the Bucs in 2019 who went 7-9. They all came to play with Tom Brady.
Brady floats in. He's got Evans. What a throw. Oh, my God.
Looks pretty good, don't it? I love it. We work hard for it.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.